Yo, what up, people? Welcome to Straight Off the Rip with your boy Tony the Hitman. Today I want to talk about choosing your friends to be successful. Now, when I say choosing your friends to be successful, that means basically your circle, the ones you really keep in touch with. I ain't talking about Facebook friends, how many friends you got on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Those are not your friends, okay? I'm talking about your everyday circle, people you talk to at least once a week, people that knows what's going on in your life, people that know how you move, know what you about, know you as a friend, okay? Excuse me. Now, when it comes to choosing a friend, you definitely want to judge them on who they are, their spiritual life, who they serve. Now, a lot of you guys might say it doesn't matter who they serve. Trust me, it does. Because if you serve someone, say he's a jihad, you know what I mean? He's a radical Muslim, and you're a Christian. Those two don't mix. I'm gonna tell you at some point, the crossroad, that's gonna be turmoil, okay? Because their beliefs and your beliefs collide. He's going one direction, you're going another direction, okay? So you definitely have to choose and judge them by their spiritual life, okay? Two, you have to judge and say, hey, um, what do they do for a living? You have to judge them on their character, okay? If you are someone, for instance, you're a lawyer and they're a janitor. I don't know too many lawyers who are friends with janitors, okay? And not saying nothing is wrong with that, because most likely a lawyer is going to uh, have connections to get more and more money. As a janitor, you're depending on other people per se. Think about it. You're cleaning up a school, or you're cleaning up an office building. What if you're really smart, then you know how to make that connection. And you have to know how to make that connection. So that's where your character comes into play. You have to know, you have to already have that in you to say, hey, you know what, I want to move forward. So back to it. You got to be on the same level as your friend when you make those friends. And if you have friends that are not on the same level as you, then you make that balance. See, life has a balance. You have to, if you really care about that person, really love that person, and that person has to care about themselves to want to do better. So they have to make that balance themselves. And they have to realize that balance. Hey, I have a friend that's a lawyer, and I value that. I value that because guess what? Him being a lawyer, that means he's making at least 100,000 a year. Me as a janitor, I'll probably make it 30,000 a year. Trust me, that lifestyle is totally different. That's $70,000 different in a lifestyle. And you know, just think about it. If you're a janitor and you only make it 30,000 a year, what type of lifestyle you will have if you're making 100,000 a year? You can possibly drive your dream car, live in your dream house, right? Okay, so if you have a friend on that level where they are a janitor and you're a lawyer, then you are to educate that friend and bring them up to your standard. Okay? Now, vice versa. If you're the janitor and you have a lawyer as a friend, you are to try to get yourself up to that level. Not exactly being a lawyer, but say, you know what, I need to go back to school because now I realize, man, there's more to life. I don't have to be a janitor. You have to gain knowledge and gain some knowledge, educate yourself to get to that level where you too could be making 100,000 a year, and you won't be looking all crazy when you every time your friends say, "Hey, we're going here and we're going there," and you can't go because you can't afford it. So if you're that type, if you have those type of friends, vice versa, it could be a strain on the relationship because your lawyer, you're making $100,000 a year. You want to go on this vacation, say to Cancun or sell the world, for a couple of weeks. A janitor, I'm pretty sure he can't really take off on a vacation, really. He can take that vacation, but guess what? It's going to hurt him in the end. He can't just up and go to Cancun. It'll take him years to save up for a vacation. Okay? So that puts a strain on the relationship for a lawyer and a janitor. Or, if your friends are not on the same level as you or have the same finance at the same finance level as you are. So with that being said, eventually that friendship will end if either or, it's gonna be one of the and guess what, it's just what it is. Okay, I'm trying to move forward in life and you're trying to do this in life, and you actually doing that in life. I can't do that today. I got to check with this here to see what's in my bank account. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. You're janitors, you can barely save any money. Okay, as for a lawyer, he has that opportunity. He has that level to say, you know what, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna go buy this here this weekend. I'm gonna go buy something for my wife today, save a little, this and that. So enough about the money. Let's talk about the character of the person. So you have a character of a person. Being that you have that character, is that person outgoing? Do they get along? Are they easily uh, sociable? Can they really speak to people in the correct manner? Do they have a bad attitude? Is everything they say is negative? If you have friends that are always speaking negative, get rid of them. Don't waste your time. Let them see the outcome of how you're being blessed and how you're moving forward. If that person that's make more money than you or not trying to help you, but always trying to showboat in front of you and call you and keep you down, but never want to share that knowledge with you, then that ain't your friend. Keep stepping. Keep moving. Okay? Now, that character tells a lot about a person. Their character and their work ethics. And we'll talk about work ethics. If you're a person that's hard working, that believe in putting time and effort in everything that you do, you will have something eventually. If you have a friend that doesn't do that, not a hard worker, doesn't not persistent in what they do, what they say, how they are with you, then that's not your friend. You shouldn't be friends with that person. You have to be on the same level And when you're on the same level, things tend to move forward. You always, if you have a friend that's always, their ethics are like totally backwards. You know, hey man, I saw this here. They're always trying to get over on something. They're always trying to squeeze something out. Okay, I can't do that because of this. I can't do that. Those probably not the best friend for you. Friends always want to see one another grow in all areas: spiritual, ethics, character, financially, physically, mentally. All of that matters in a relationship if you have a friend. If that friend isn't concerned about you, then I wouldn't call him my friend.